Welcome to the top 10 most pulled comic books for December 4th, 2024. I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. If you love daily comic book content and you like me helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit it, guys. You're not going to be disappointed. All right, guys. So this is the video series where each and every week I share with you some of the books that people are most excited about. And where do I get that information from? Well, I get it from leagueofcomicgeeks.com. It's a site that's absolutely for free where you can create a pull list for yourself, either whether it's each week or each month. It doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. Remember, it's not definitive sales. It's what people are most excited about right now. And as usual, we start off with the books that are on the outside looking in. There's always 5 of them. And the first one is Shazam. This is issue 18, 32 pages for the price of $4. This book has 3,276 pulls. It's written by Josie Campbell and the art is done by Dan McDade. Now, when it comes to this book, the story here is about this app that people are using, and it's affecting all of Philadelphia with hatred. So I haven't been reading this series. This is kind of what the book has been about. Have you guys enjoyed Josie Campbell's Shazam? I want to know in the comments below. Now, our second book that's on the outside looking in, and I'm very curious on what you guys thought of this first issue, is JSA. This is issue 2. It's a 32-page comic for the price of $4. This book has 3,438 pulls. It's written by Jeff Lemire, and the art is done by Diego Oloratigue. I don't know if I said that right. But nevertheless, the first issue really spent a lot of time of kind of catching you up what happened to the certain characters in the previous JSA run, the whole absolute power situation, the struggles between the team, and kind of there being a traitor amongst the team mates as well. And of course, they don't know there's a traitor yet. So very interesting book, and I'm going to continue to read it because I trust Jeff Lemire. I think he is a great writer. Our third book on the outside looking in goes to NYX. This is issue 6. I think this book is starting to drop down. I think this is the book that people don't really want. This is a 32-page comic for the price of $4. It has 3,705 pulls. This is very much a book for a younger audience. It's written by Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. The art here is done by Michael Scheffler. And in this book, we wind up getting to see Kamala Khan get tickets to Dazzler. So this is a one-night performance only, and we get to see the cast of this book go see Dazzler. Really, is this something that you really want, right? I don't know. Looks like maybe Mojo might make his appearance here to kind of mess up the concert. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Is this what you ever expected out of the NYX comic book? Our fourth book that's on the outside looking in is another X book this week. It's X-Force. This is issue 6. This legacy numbering is 296, 32 pages, $4. This book does have 3,742 pulls. We should be approaching that 4,000 mark very soon by the time we get to the number 10 spot. And this one is written by Jeffrey Thorne, and the art is done by Jim Toe, I should say. When it comes to this book, we've gotten to see Forge come across these fractures, and he's been having to do these one-and-done missions to stop these fractures from happening, right? And it looks like in this issue, he's going to be teaming up with Storm and Mystique. So have you guys been sticking with X-Force? I want to know that as well. I mean, we got NYX and X-Force back to back. They seem to be dropping down on people's list here. So let me know in the comments below. Our fifth and final book that's on the outside looking in goes to Batgirl issue 2. 32 pages for the price of $4. This book is written by Tate Brumble, and the art is done by Takashi Mizawa. Yeah, so when it came to the artwork in this book, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, right? But it was okay. And this book does have 4,229 pulls, so just like I thought, we're around the average when it comes to the top 10. And a lot of people were excited about this one. And for some people, it met their expectations. For me, I thought it was just kind of okay. It was like a point A, point B type of book, a little bit repetitive in my eyes. And I will check out issue 2 to see how the story develops. Are you on my side, or did you absolutely love that first issue? Officially kicking off that top 10 now, we have Birds of Prey. This is issue 16, 32 pages for the price of $4. This book has 4,480 pulls, written by Kelly Thompson, and the art is done by Sam Bassaret. Now, when it comes to this comic book, I haven't read it. I'll be honest with you, and it sounds like this book is about the birds of prey involving themselves with the Amazons here, and wherever it goes, wherever it's about, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Just not my thing from the very start. Coming in at number 9, there's a book here that I've started to enjoy within the past couple of issues. This is Poison Ivy. This is issue 28. 32 pages for the price of $4. This book has 5,421 pulls, written by G. Willow Wilson, and the art is done by Marco Takara. Now, when it comes to this title, I've found this book quite interesting, right? We get to see Poison Ivy raise a city from the dead. She's got like this girlfriend, and she brings her to this city to kind of hide out as people are looking for her, and her little girlfriend finds herself like, you know, abandoned and by herself, and she calls over Killer Croc for some comfort, and then one thing leads to another, and they start hooking up with each other. What's happening, dude? It's like a guilty pleasure comic book, but what really makes this book is the artwork here. It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm interested in the overall story. I'm happy I jumped on Poison Ivy. Grabbing on to the 8th spot. I would think this would be a little bit higher, but you know what? The story's kind of up and down for people, I think. This is Wolverine. This is issue 4. Legacy numbering 396. 32 pages for the price of $5. This book does have 5,722 pulls. I'm not sure if people are on board with Saladin Ahmed's writing here when it comes to the character. You get introduced to, you know, Cyber becoming this gold antimanium type of wielder here, and then you kind of get abandoned by that by doing 2 issues of this 16-year-old Wendigo story, you know? And then at the end of the last issue, you're like being brought in by this gold antimanium cyber once again. Do we stay on this story thread? I hope so, because then I think the book could improve. But is it too little too late for people because they need that instant gratification? They don't have time to wait. They don't have money to waste. Coming in at number 7, one of the reasons why I've been holding on to this book, and the other reason is because Black Cat will be entering the team as well. This is the Avengers. This is issue 21. Legacy numbering 787. 32 pages, $4. This book has 5,815 pulls. Again, written by Jed McKay, art done by Valerio Schiti. Listen, when it comes to this comic book here, guys, we've seen Avengers vs. X-Men before. You know, we've been down that road. And I just want to see how Jed McKay ties the 2 things that he's writing together. And then I just want to also see again how Black Cat enters this team, which I think it might be the next issue. I don't know. She's coming down the road. I think that's going to be the determining factor if I really continue this Avengers run or not. What do you guys think about it? Let me know. This title is usually a top 5 title. Not this week. This one goes to Miles Morales' Spider-Man. This is issue 27. Legacy numbering 309. 32 pages, $4. This book has 5,957 pulls. Not too overly impressive here. Cody Ziegler's the writer. Daniel D. Niculo does the artwork. Now, listen, when it comes to this storyline, I feel like it's been dragged on a little bit because Cody Ziegler wants to get to the point where he's writing Miles and Deadpool titles together. And this is still going on with the whole blood hunt ramifications where Miles has become a vampire. Black Panther has given him a vibranium suit to control that vampirism, and now they're going to Wakanda. This has been going on way too long. This shit needs to be cured, get him back to normal, get him back to his normal storytelling, and that's that, right? That's just the way I look at it. Let me know in the comments below. In the top 5, and number 5 goes to X-Men. This is issue 8, legacy numbering 308, 32 pages, $5. This book has jumped up quite a bit here. 8,782 pulls, written by Jed McKay, and the art on this one is done by Ryan Stegman. I'm not gonna lie, the artwork in the last issue was really good, and it wasn't done by Ryan Stegman. I felt like issue 7 was Jed McKay's best issue on the X-Men yet, and I feel like at times this is Jed McKay. It takes him a little while to get going on a series. Now, can he be consistent with this series? We shall see. The last issue we got the little bit of a backstory on what happened to Magneto, why he's lost his powers. We got to see this involvement with this young supposed mutant that they were testing to see if she was a mutant. And overall, it was a solid read. I really, really enjoyed it. So hopefully, you know, McKay can continue on the momentum with this series. Number 4, Action Comics issue 1078. Folks continue to keep it on their pull list regardless, whether it's every week or every month or every year. It's 40 pages for the price of $5. This book has 8,807 pulls. I do feel like it's less pulls though. Written by Mark Waid, and the art is done by Clayton Henry. Yes, this is the weekly series as of right now as our heroes are dealing with the Phantom Zone. Also, there's this Supergirl story that's in here as well that people seem to be enjoying, and it's written by Marco Tamaki. So are you guys enjoying it? Let me know in the comments below. Coming in at number 3. Takes place in the Ultimate Universe. This is the Ultimates. This is issue 7. This book has 32 pages for the price of $5. There was lots of bloodshed in the last issue. This book has 10,516 pulls for the number 3 position. It's written by Denise Camp, and the art is done by Juan Frigeri. Holy crap, we found out who Banner was in the last issue, and he had some incredible powers, man. And we wound up getting a death. So how does our team come back from this? I am so curious, but if you don't like the Ultimates, I'm sorry you don't like it. I think it's a great comic book. Lots of fun and just a lot of build-up, yeah, but you know, there was that payoff in issue 6. I am a little surprised at this one. Coming in at number 2 goes to Absolute Superman issue 2. This book is 32 pages for the price of $5. Has 11,046 pulls. It's written by Jason Aaron, and the art is done by Rafa Sandoval. A lot of you guys said that you actually liked Wonder Woman better than the Superman title, and I was led to believe that we would not see Absolute Superman at this high on the most pulled countdown. Could be the type of week that we're having, but I think you guys are excited to see the direction of the comic book, where the characters fall, the development of the story, Krypton, all that different type of stuff. If you liked it, let me know. Hell, if you didn't like it, let me know. And after number 1, of course, we're not done, as we have Spider Slayer's sleeper pick, as there is a book that is below the top 15 here that I might recommend to you guys, and you might want to check it out. And number 1 goes to Batman, issue 155. What do you expect, right? Nothing less. Legacy numbering 920. 40 pages, $5. What's the poll? Let's get ready to see. Ready? This one has 18,926. I'm waiting for a comic to break the 20K mark. Hasn't gotten there yet. This one's written by, of course, Chip Zdarsky. Art is done by Jorge Foronas. Listen, when it comes to this comic book, I think the story is pretty good. There is a lot of stuff going on in this story. We got we got Bruce's brother. We got this Commander Star character. We got Riddler being a good guy. Is he a good guy? He's running his own business. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this comic. And the thing that I'm curious about is how is Chip Zdarsky going to wrap up all this stuff before Jim Lee and Jeb Loeb come back? If you have any ideas, let me know. Now it's time for Spider Slayer's sleeper pick, and coming in at number 44, this is Criminal, guys. This is Nightclub 2, issue 4, written by Mark Millar. Guys, this is a wonderful series. You should not pass this series up. There's only 5 or 6 issues in the first volume. This is the second volume. I highly recommend this comic book. This book has 631 pulls. Like I said, written by Mark Millar, and the art is done by Juanan Ramirez. And this is a story about 3 kids who wind up acquiring vampire-like powers and use them to become YouTube stars and to fight crime, right? And one of the kids betrays their friends, and now there's heavy consequences going on. And in the last issue, in issue 3, things took a turn that I never expected. So I want to see the ramifications of what happens, how the bad guys are prevailing in this issue. I mean, it is an absolutely phenomenal series. I highly recommend it. And if you want to go out there and read volume 1 first, go ahead, find it in trade. I'm sure it's not that much money. So there you have it, webheads. There are the comic books that people are most excited about reading this week. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have your own comics that you're excited about reading this week? I want to know all that in the comments below. And until then, there's more content right here for you to click on as always. And remember, guys, support the local comic shops. Keep buying, keep collecting, but always read your comics so we can have great comic conversation. Guys, as always, thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.